Okay, so I wanted to make a video of my win that I had today, solo win this morning. After a series of solo losses, I finally got a win. I think in part because I had more bots in this game than I'm used to playing solo against, so it was maybe a little easier. But at the end of the game, I was only fighting against people. Usually the bots are all gone by about mid-game. I had been in lobbies with only about 15 bots, which I think puts me in a pretty high tier, but in this one I was in a lobby with 65 because I haven't been doing so well in my solo matches up to this one. Recently haven't been doing so well with my solo matches. But anyway, so this video is about me, a guy in his mid-50s, playing this game, trying to win, trying to do my best against younger people who are probably much more skilled than I am. I mean, last time I really played a game like this, it was Quake 3 Arena about 22 years ago. I don't know, a long time ago. So my skills are rusty, and by comparison, not so great compared to today's younger players, like my phenomenal daughter, who is really good, and my phenomenal other daughter, who is also really good. So here I am. What I wanted to do here is start off with the advantage of some good weapons right from the beginning. So I had planted this tree and tried to take advantage of those things that give me any little bit of an edge that I can get. Got to make up for my oldness, so it helps to start off with some decent weapons. I took a DMR, but you won't see me use that DMR. If I'm playing solo, I avoid those long-range battles that typically it's a back and forth, takes forever, chipping away at each other from a hilltop or whatever. And usually all it does is attract the attention of other people. Or if the other player's really good, if he hits you with a couple of shots, he'll move into your position really quickly with the grapple or with a bounce grenade, and he's on you with a shotgun, and he takes you out. So I'm not going to try to attract their attention by shooting at them long range anyway. I'll give up that DMR later in the game. Right here, I'm looking at my map. Here's my map. I spend a lot of time looking at my map, and I try to figure out where I'm going to go next and how I'm going to get there. And what I'm thinking when I'm looking at the map is, how am I going to avoid other players? My goal is to fight as little as possible and try to only engage in one battle, the battle at the very end when it's between me and one other player. You only have to win that one. You know, if you could avoid fighting all the rest of the time, you've probably taken the smartest way, maybe not the funnest way, but the smartest path to victory. Try to avoid fighting. It's fun in a different way. You know, for me, it's fun to try to avoid the other players and try to make it all the way to the end where I only fight that one battle. My ultimate goal is to win battles and either only have one kill or not even have a kill. You know, somehow they just kill themselves. I've never gotten a 0 kill victory, but I've gotten a lot of 1 kill victories. So right here, I'm getting shielded up. I want to be fully shielded up and fully healed when I encounter other players. I'm in loot mode, but I like to loot at the edges of the map where other players don't tend to congregate. And right here I'm looking at the map. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to go. And in this case, what I want to do is I want to take a boat. I don't want to walk over the land too far. I want to take a boat, maybe go in at the Joneses, and then start working my way into the circle. I don't want to get caught in the storm, but I like to time it to where I'm running along the edge of the storm and try to get it to where the storm will push me, but not push me dangerously so I'm caught in the storm. I try to manage the storm. And getting out here looting a little bit. Figure this is pretty safe looting. Way on the edge out here. Not a popular place, not a named place. When I'm playing solo, I try to avoid the places. Any place that has a name on the map, I usually try to avoid. The named places have a lot of stuff, but I've come to the conclusion I really don't need that much stuff. I just need a couple of good weapons. There's a green shotgun, I'll take that. Right now for me it's all about mobility, and I'm hoping to find stuff. I should take those bounce grenades right there. I know I should take them. Probably should give up my DMR that I don't really plan to use anyway. So I'd say this was a mistake not taking those, but I'm not good with them. I see other people who are really accurate moving around the map with those bounce grenades, but I tend to trip over myself and launch myself directions I don't want to be launched. So I need to get better with them. I probably should have taken them and practiced with them, so that was a mistake and an oversight on my part. Should have given up the DMR. Now, on this, so I'm looking back at the shore, looking for anybody who might be running along. Probably a better way to do this, but I'm able to achieve this view by holding down my forward key, my left strafe key, and then using my mouse to pivot to the right. If I don't hold down those keys and I just move my mouse, the whole boat will turn. There's probably a better way to look that way, but I just haven't figured it out. Alright, so on the map, I'm moving into position. You see I've timed it to where I'm being pushed by the storm, but I'm not being pushed by the storm to where I'm really all that worried about it. I've got my timing just about right. It's going to push me into the land. I've been out in the water. I've gone that much more time not having to fight anybody. If I try to fight somebody, bad things can happen, right? I could get killed, then the game's over. I can get wounded, and I could get delayed and lose track of the storm. I end up in the storm just fighting other players. It's fun, but bad things can happen. The older you get, the more cautious you get. I like to avoid conflict. In other words, I'm just afraid of everybody and everything at this point. When I'm playing with my friends and my family, I'm a lot more bold. I'll get out there, I'll fight a lot more. But playing solo, I'm more cautious. This one, I'm trying to use the grapple glove to position myself a little further in. I'm not good with the grapple, so there you go. I just landed on my face. But I'm getting a little better with it. I try not to run across open fields. You're just a target. But at the same time, in this particular game, the only mobility device I have is the grapple, so I don't want to burn it up. So I'm going to run a little bit. And I'm going to grapple a little bit. And some of my grappling is okay, and some of my grappling results in a face plant. Okay, what I'm trying to do is position myself a little bit inside the circle and try to go to a place between the named places. So I really don't want to charge right in there to any of the named places. I want to be on the outskirts. I want to conserve the grapple for when I'm in a situation where I have to move quickly. I see that guy over there right now. Run away from him, grapple away, get a little bit of distance in case he's chasing me. Got to conserve the grapple though, because it's the only mobility device I have at the moment. Smacked into that tree. Good at smacking into trees. That's better. Moving along. Grappled maybe 4 times there, so, and I feel safe enough. Alright, here's where I'm going to give up that DMR that I never planned to use anyway. I'm going to take this splash chug. Splash chug is quick. I could use it. I save it to the end and use it for quick shielding. It's a lot faster than the other stuff that you can use, so I try to load up on it. There's actually somebody pretty close to me here, but I'm looking at my map. I'm trying to figure out the best move because I'm outside of the circle. I'm not in a place I like to be. I'm in that wide lobe between the storm and the circle, so the storm's going to be moving fast, and there's going to be a lot of people in it trying to move into the circle, running with me, and I don't want to get in fights with them because they're going to slow me down. They could kill me, which would be bad. But they're also going to be slowing me down and making it to where I'm going to get caught in the storm. And I want to manage my position on the map. I want to manage the storm. And you can't do that when you're fighting all the time. Or I can't. Maybe other people can, but I can't. So I'm trying to work my way into the circle. I'm running. If I had a better way to to move without having to run across an open field, I'd probably be doing it. But if you notice, there's a lot of trees in here. I have the grapple. If I have to get away from somebody, if somebody starts shooting at me, I'm going to be grappling on these trees. I'll get away from them quickly. They'll probably give up on me quickly. Now up here I see somebody's tree. I'm gonna, since it's on my way, I'll go ahead and blast open these fruit and see what I get. I missed one. I see one big fruit I missed. When I go back and watch these games, I always see everything that I miss along the way. All my mistakes.
Everybody does that day.
I make a lot of mistakes. I'm positioned generally where I want to be. I am inside the storm, inside the lip of or inside the circle, inside the lip of the circle. What I don't like is that I'm in the wide part of the circle, where there's the most distance between the storm and the circle. That means people are going to get pushed in by the storm into where I'm located. So I'm going to... But the thin side of the circle is all the way on the opposite side. If I had a rift to go, I'd be rifting over there, because I prefer that edge. There's been games where I've been able to rift to the short side of the circle, where the distance is the least between the circle and the storm. I've been able to rift around and stay on that side, but I have no way to do that. I just have to grapple. Looking around, looking at my map, trying to figure out the next place to go. I'm also, at this point in the game, I have 15 people left. It's a bad time to be engaging in battle, because somebody's going to third party you. You're going to get chipped away. You're going to use up all your healing. You're going to use up all your bullets. I didn't collect a lot of bullets because I need maybe 100, 150 medium bullets and maybe 20, 30 shotgun shells, and that's plenty because I only plan to fight the last battle or two. Hopefully just the last one with the very last person. But in this game I end up fighting 3 at the very end. But still, there's no reason to have 500 bullets to fight a few people at the end of the game. So I'm done looting. I'm trying to play to win. Looking around, I'm looking at my map. I'm hiding out in this bush. Boring way to play unless you're playing a very, very defensive game. I'm going to zoom in on the map a little bit here, and if I zoom in far enough you could even see the names of the other players. This is on the playback. You can't do this during the game, but it's helpful for this video. So you can see where I am right now. I'm in the very center of the brightest circle. The bright circle is the zone that Fortnite is rendering the other players in, and it's the there could be other players outside that circle, but those are the only ones I'm going to be able to see right now on this playback. So I'm relocating. I heard some shooting. Good time to move. I want to get into the circle. I want to try to get away from the large lobe. I want to get in that narrow little area between the storm and the circle. So I'm trying to generally move that direction. And typically that's the easiest part to fight the storm, and you're going to run into the fewest number of people trying to run in from the storm. So I'm trying to position there. I'm inside the circle. Got my grapple glove. Running with it, not a weapon. If somebody starts shooting at me, I'll just grapple onto these trees. I'll get out of there really fast. So somebody shot me. They shot me once. I'm grappling. And I'm out of there. And I'm also pretty much where I want to be on the map. I'll try to find a place inside the circle where I can hunker down and wait for the other 9 players to take each other out. Alright, here I am. This is a good, I don't have good cover, but I'm in a good place on the map. Just inside the circle, on the thin part of the storm. Water, I'm next to water, so it's doubtful people are going to be coming up from that water. Circle just collapsed again, and so now I'm looking for where I might want to go. Circle's getting small. It's down to 10 people total. So it's all about positioning. I'm trying to figure out where I want to be, and I could see where the battle's going to end. It's going to be, unfortunately, in buildings. I hate battles that end up inside of buildings, but that's where it's looking like it's going to end up. So I'm in a bush in a good place, and unfortunately I did not crouch down, so if anybody was around they'd see my footsteps. I made a mistake there. I should have crouched down before I started looking around. Just old guy mistake. When I said see my footsteps rather than hear my footsteps, I actually meant that literally. I kind of assume everybody has that feature turned on where you see the little footstep icons around a ring in the middle of the screen. So I assume everybody has that on. I assume everybody sees the same indicators that I do. There we go. I zoomed in so you could see the names of the players. You could see me up at the top there, Punkish Elf. And in playback mode, you can see where the other players are within your rendering zone. And you can see basically all of them. So they're already inside the buildings and trying to take position and hunkering down, doing the same thing I'm doing, more than likely, which is trying to position themselves where they can let everybody else fight each other. And am I the position the best? I don't know. But I think I'm in a pretty good position where they're going to find each other. They're probably not going to find me. It's doubtful anybody's going to come way up here and look around. There is one other player, Fibonacci 3139, who seems to have a similar tactic, and he's actually on the outside of the ring, the circle, between the circle and the storm. And so he seems to be playing a similar game that I'm playing. 9 is not a Fibonacci number, though. 8 would have been, but not 9. Yeah, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. And his name is Fibonacci 3139. Oh well, anyhow. So I hear some shooting. The circle moved, and way on the outside of the circle, although at this point it's pretty small. You're not talking about a lot of territory here. I really want to wait and have those other players take each other out. It's down to 6 players. It was 10 not too long ago, and I haven't been in those battles. They're taking each other out, that's what I like to see. I like to figure out how I can position myself to where I'm not in the fray and they take each other out. Sometimes there's been games where I've been able to lure people into each other, then zip out real quick, and they get in a fight with each other. They forget I was even in the mix. I kind of disappear. and then maybe even come back third party, or just avoid them altogether, wait around, find my next bush. Bush camping. Maybe not the most honorable way to win, but I use it to great effect. Here's the map. You can see the other players. You can see one moving in, and I'm gonna have to take him out. He's sliding in. I hear him. There we go. And gold auto shotgun, perfect. I'm gonna take that. There's a gold ranger there. I'll go back and take it in a second. I'll trade my hammer for it. I thought I heard some shooting. I did hear some shooting. And all the shooting is pretty close because it's a small circle. So I went ahead, I grabbed that, traded my purple hammer for a gold ranger. So I've got a gold auto and a gold ranger. Those are my only 2 weapons. There's no reason to have anything long distance. There's no reason to have a whole bunch of other weapons. I've got 2 weapons, and healing and my grapple. Healing and shield. So I'm going to relocate. I have to get closer to the circle, and I don't like my options. I don't see a good option on the map. I figure I'm gonna try to wedge myself between this little shrub and the building, and try not to be seen. Not a great choice. In fact, I will be seen here in a minute, but I don't want to go running across the buildings and the spaces between the buildings. There's the other players are going to be in those windows. They're going to be up on those roofs, and they're going to see me. But I'll be seen here and be forced to move. I'm not going to try to shoot back. I'm just going to try to dodge out of the way. There we go. Get out of the way real quick. I got hit, but only my outer shield. And I try to run, reposition myself. Don't like being here either. It's not a great place, but also I don't want to jump out and try to find a better place, because I think I'll just attract attention. At this point, there's only 4 players. There's only 3 other players, and we're in a tiny little circle. I hear shooting, trying to figure out where they're shooting, hoping they take each other out. And I'm just going to lay low for the moment. I can see somebody over there. I don't see anybody to the left or right, but there's somebody directly ahead of me. And it looks like I'm going to have to deal with them. There we go. So I got him. Hurt pretty bad. I'm going to have to use those splash chugs. I'll use the ones I have, and I'll also grab that one. But I have no idea why that last player is not moving in on me right now. If I was him, I would have moved in quickly, because he heard the battle. He could figure he should have been able to figure I was wounded. That was a mistake right there. I should not have shot the shotgun. I just panicked and lost my mind. Okay, here's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to create a distraction. Figure I'm going to drive this truck into the storm, jump out. Maybe he'll focus on the truck. But at the very least, just hoping I'll get him moving and looking the other way. I hear that going off. Figure he was aiming at me. I don't know where it landed, but there he is. Last battle. I have that Gold Ranger, and I won with the Gold Ranger. So old guy takes the win. And I feel like I did it not because I have great skills with the weapons or anything, but I'm making good choices in my positioning and my movements around the map. Or at least I think I am. That's it for now.